Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding pressure control valves. So first of all, we will see what is control components in hydraulic system. So one of the most important functions in any fluid power system is control. If control components are not properly selected, the entire system will fail to deliver the required output. Elements for the control of energy and other control in fluid power system are generally called valves. It is important to know the function and operation of the various types of control components. This type of knowledge is not only required for a good functioning system, but it also leads to the discovery of innovative ways to improve a fluid power system for a given application. The selection of these control components not only involves the type but also the size, the actuating method, and remote control capability. So there are three basic types of valves. First is direction control valve, second is pressure control valve, and third is flow control valve. So direction control valves are essentially used for distribution of energy in a fluid power system. They establish the path through which a fluid traverses in a given circuit. For example, they control the direction of motion of a hydraulic cylinder or motor. These valves are used to control the start, stop, and change in direction of flow of pressurized fluid. Second is pressure may gradually build up due to decrease in fluid demand or due to sudden surge as valves opens or closes. Pressure control valves protect the system against such overpressure. Pressure relief valve, pressure reducing, sequence, unloading, and counterbalance valve are different types of pressure control valves. And in addition, fluid flow rate must be controlled in various lines of a hydraulic circuit. For example, the control of actuator speeds depends on flow rates. This type of control is accomplished through the use of flow control valves. Now, in this lecture, only we will see the pressure control valves. So, pressure control valves maintain the desired pressure level in the various parts of the circuit. This is achieved by either diverting high pressure fluid to low pressure area, thereby limiting the pressure, or restricting fluid flow to certain area. Valves that divert fluid can be relief valves, sequence valves, counterbalance valves, and valves that restrict flow into another area can be reducing type. So, in order to avoid hydraulic system damage, power wastage, and overheating of the hydraulic fluid, circuit designers use a variety of cleverly designed systems to control maximum system pressure and pump flow during non-action periods. So pressure control valves are used in hydraulic systems to control actuator force. So force is equal to pressure into area, and to determine and select pressure level at which certain machine operations must occurs. So functions of pressure control valves. So first is limiting maximum system pressure at a safe level. Second, regulating or reducing pressure in certain portions of the circuit. Third is unloading system pressure. Fourth, assisting sequential operation of actuators in a circuit with pressure control. Fifth is any other pressure related function by virtue of pressure control. And sixth is reducing or stepping down pressure levels from the main circuit to a lower pressure in a sub-circuit. So these are the functions of pressure control valves. Now the classification of pressure control valves. So first category is pressure relief valve, second category pressure reducing valve, third category is unloading valve, fourth is counterbalance wall, then pressure sequence wall, and brake wall. So this is the classification of various pressure control walls. Now we will see the sub classification of that pressure control walls or various categories of pressure control walls. So first is pressure relief wall. It is sub-classified as direct acting pressure relief wall and pilot operated pressure relief wall. Second category, that is pressure reducing wall. It is again sub-classified as direct acting pressure reducing wall and pilot operated pressure reducing wall. Third is sequence wall, unloading walls, and counterbalance walls. So in this lecture, only we will see the construction and working of pressure relief wall, pressure reducing wall, and sequence wall only. So first is pressure relief walls. The most important function of this wall is to limit the pressure in a system and thus protect the individual component and lines from overload and danger of bursting. This wall is also named as safety wall or maximum pressure wall. The relief wall performs this function by diverting the excess flow when required pressure level is reached from pump to tank. The pressure relief wall is normally closed type wall, but when it is actuated, it should be shown by shifting line to coincide with flow. So the first type of pressure relief wall is directly operated pressure relief wall. So you can see the diagram in a slide. So it is a directly operated pressure relief wall. So you can see the various elements of pressure relief wall. You can see the pressure adjustment screw, then spring, and you can see there is a one port that is connected to the tank to divert the excess fluid into the tank. And you can see the circuit diagram at the left hand side for the connection of pressure relief wall. So you can see another diagram of the directly operated pressure relief wall. You can see screw for pressure setting, then the spring, there is a control chamber, there is a poppet wall. At the bottom, there is a that is connected to the pump. So bottom port, it is connected to the pump. When pressure here is less than the wall setting, the wall is closed. When pressure exceeds, then that wall opens and that excess fluid, it is connected to the tank. So you can see at the left hand side there is a arrow that is shown that wall, it is connected to the tank. So that excess fluid is diverted into the tank. So this is a symbol of pressure relief wall, spring operated pressure relief wall. This is a line diagram or the circuit diagram of pressure relief wall. So you can see at the left hand side and the right hand side, so that pressure relief wall, it is connected in a system. So at the bottom there is a reservoir. In the reservoir there is a hydraulic pump, and that hydraulic pump, it is connected to the actuator. In between the pressure relief wall, it is connected, and that excess fluid, it is diverted into the tank. So it consists of a casing fitted with a cone or spool which blocks the flow of pressurized fluid due to spring force. The spring force can be adjusted by tightening and loosening the screw. The resulting force F, when exceeds the spring force, the cone or spool moves in opposite direction to the spring force and opens the connection between inlet and outlet. The pressure level which is to be maintained is thus controlled by spring force. So pressure relief valve limit the maximum pressure in a hydraulic circuit by providing an alternate path of fluid flow when the pressure reaches the preset level. All fixed volume pump circuits require a relief valve to protect the system from excess pressure. Fixed volume pumps must move fluid when they turn. When a pump uploads through an open center circuit or actuators are in motion, fluid movement is not a problem. A relief valve is essential when the actuators stall with the direction valve still in shifted position. If the hydraulic system does not accept any flow, then all the pump flow must return to the tank via relief valve. The pressure relief valve provides protection against any overloads experienced by the actuators in a hydraulic system. A relief valve is not needed if a pressure compensated when pump is used. Now the second type of pressure relief valve is pilot operated pressure relief valve. So when the relief valve is to be used for higher pressure and higher flow, its size increases considerably and spring goes on becoming much heavier. For this reason, appropriate size and easy to use pressure control valves for large flow through quantities are provided with pilot operation. So the construction of the valve. The valve consists of two stages, namely main and pilot stage. The main valve is biggest in size, that is to allow more flow, and the pilot stage is a small directly operated relief valve with small spring. So you can see in a diagram. The inlet pressure is applied to the lower end of the main valve, and the same is applied to the cone of pilot valve through an orifice. The orifice can either be located in the spool or housing. When the fluid flows through an orifice, its pressure drops due to internal resistance to flow. The operation, the pressure applied at the end of main stage is same as the pressure applied to the cone of small relief valve. Pressure difference occurs only when there is a flow through orifice, and when there is a no flow, pressure is equal on all parts it is connected to. When the pressure in the system exceeds the limit which is set by the spring of pilot stage, the cone is lifted allowing smaller flow to drain. So you can see in a diagram there is an adjustment screw, and that spring, it is a spring operated pressure relief valve. There is a, at the top you can see there is a spool, and there is a, at the bottom you can see there is a orifice. So when the pressure in the system exceeds the limit which is set by spring of a pilot stage, so that pilot stage, it is at the top, the cone lifted allowing smaller flow to drain. So smaller flow that can be drained to the pump. The flow through orifice causes the pressure difference on bottom and the top of the spool, which results in differential force which moves the spool in a upward direction. This results opening the passage of fluid to drain and thus allowing higher flow of fluid to drain. You can see in a diagram. The spool that will move in an upward direction due to pressure difference, and the excess flow, it goes through the bottom port. Now next is pressure reducing valve. The function of pressure relief valve is to limit the pressure in a complete system of a given level. Now the task of pressure reducing valve is to reduce a pressure in a particular branch of the circuit to different level on demanded by consumer in that branch. The flow of fluid to the second branch continues as long as set pressure is reached in a second branch. When that pressure is reached, the valve closes the flow to that branch and diverts it to drain. So you can see here the pressure reducing valve. You can see at the left hand side there is a main pressure side or the pump side. So that valve it is connected to the pump. Then at the top there is a spring and the pressure setting. There is a screw for pressure setting. And one more port you can see that is connected to the drain. So this is a symbol of pressure reducing valve. So this type of valve which is normally open is used to maintain reduced pressures in specified locations of hydraulic systems. It is actuated by downstream pressure and tends to close as this pressure reaches the valve setting. The pressure reducing valve uses a spring loaded spool to control the downstream pressure. If downstream pressure is below the valve setting, the fluid flows freely from the inlet to the outlet. So you can see here inlet to the outlet. So pump it is a inlet and there is a outlet that is shown in a diagram. When the outlet downstream pressure increases to the valve setting, the spool moves to the right to partially block the outlet port. Just enough flow is passed to the outlet to maintain its preset pressure level. If the valve closes completely, leakage past the spool causes downstream pressure to build up above the valve setting. Now, the second type, that is pilot operated pressure reducing valve. The pressure override which is caused by the direct acting relief valve may find applications in some areas. However, in others, it may result in a considerable input power loss owing to the fluid lost through the valve during the pressure override band. Owing to the inertia of the valve poppet and the spring, there is a sudden increase in pressure on the valve inlet side, which gives rise to pressure peaks beyond the adjusted full flow pressure and may well exceed the maximum permissible pressure rating of other components within the circuit. The pilot operated relief valve lowers the pressure override to the minimum, approximately 100 to 150 kPa. It also eliminates the pressure peaks almost completely. Thus, the compound relief valve provides a safe and economical solution and is the most commonly used type in an industrial system. Then next is pressure sequence valve. The function of sequence valve is to provide a flow to a second consumer in the case when the pressure level at a particular consumer has reached a value. Threshold value. As the name implies, it is used for sequencing the operations one after another. So construction, it is nothing but a pilot operated relief valve in which the drain is connected to second consumer. It has a two spools attached to each other. The spools are drilled with internal orifice. The drum is directed to the main drain. The operation. In normal position, the sequence valve is closed. So you can see in a diagram at the bottom, you can see the pilot operation, that is, plug. Then direct operation, that is a control signal, and main line that is connected to the pump. There is a spool, there is a secondary port, then at the top there is a screw for pressure setting, the spring that is used to apply the pressure, and it is connected through the drain. When the operation of consumer 1 is completed, the pressure starts building. When it reaches the set value of pilot relief valve, fluid flows through the spools to drain. So you can see in a diagram. As the fluid flows through spool, the orifice causes pressure difference between spring side and spool side. This pressure difference results in differential force which lifts the spool, causing it to uncover the port and thus supplying fluid to another consumer B. So you can see when the spool lifts, then the flow it is connected to the secondary port that is shown at the right hand side. So it uncovers the port and thus supplying fluid to the another consumer, that is the secondary port, due to lifting of the spool. So that flow from the main line, that is from the pump, it is connected to the second port. So thus achieving the sequencing operation. So sequence valve is a pressure control valve that is used to force two actuators to operate in a sequence. Instead of sending flow back to the tank, the sequence valve allows flow to branch circuit when a preset pressure is reached. The check valve allows the sequence valve to be bypassed in a reverse direction. The component enclosure line indicates that the check valve is an internal part of the component. The sequence valve has an external drain line. Therefore, a line must be connected from the sequence valve's drain port to the tank. So this is regarding the pressure control valves. Thank you.